Actually, I tried to get out of this book a few times. The irony is I wrote a book called Man Enough, yet I think
Recent motions have unleashed numerous clips from It Ends With Us, revealing even more about the escalating battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, especially a controversial kiss. Could it be that Blake Lively planted this improvised kiss herself to set up a later demand and then blame Justin for it? We have to examine this closely. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signal. Over the past few days, so much has come in regarding these motions for summary judgment. And while we've looked at many videos already, one in particular deserves our attention because of its importance. Some of you may have seen it, but now new details are emerging about the timing, the context, and why it matters so much. It's crucial that we cover this thoroughly. Please make sure you're subscribed or double-check your subscription so you don't miss updates. Sharing, liking, and commenting really helps with engagement. And trust me, this is a major development. I know some people are getting weary of TH. Things are finally getting juicy. Real information is emerging. Here's what Justin Baldoni's team is now alleging. Back in her original complaint, Blake made a long list of demands, including claims about unwanted, unscripted, improvised kisses. She insisted these should not occur. Yet this new clip included in the summary judgment filings shows Blake, along with co-stars Ryle and Lily, in a hospital scene with a brief kiss. According to Baldoni's lawyers, this scene was filmed in May 2023, and Blake herself added the kiss to the script, even though it wasn't originally scripted. She later sued him for retaliation and a range of alleged misconduct, including the very improvisation she apparently engaged in. Reading her original complaint, it was shocking to see these claims. Was Justin really behaving this way? I wasn't there, and I didn't immediately assume everything she said was false. But her actions now raise serious questions. It seems that, in a twist, Blake was the one improvising the kiss. Baldoni's legal team now suggests that this video may indicate she engaged in the unscripted kiss prior to the meeting where she made her formal demand, casting a new light on her allegations. Right before that meeting, it appears that the hospital kiss scene with the unscripted improvised kiss was filmed before the strike on May 19th, 2023. When they returned afterward and made their list of demands, one of the points was no more improvised kissing. Yet during that first period of filming before the strike, Blake complained that there had been inappropriate improvised kissing. In reality, the only two kissing scenes filmed in that period were scripted. None were improvised. But now new revelations suggest it was even worse. Blake herself allegedly improvised the kiss in this hospital scene. This scene, filmed before the strike and before the new working conditions, contradicts her complaints that Justin was giving too many improvised kisses. Watching the clip, it's clear that Blake added the kiss herself. The scene features some odd wardrobe choices, a hospital gown, a loose-fitting dress, and was ultimately cut from the film as he walks with a sick child. In the scene, Blake leans in and kisses him, even though neither she nor Justin seem to want it included. It raises the question, did she add this scene intentionally to create an improvised kiss that she could later use as leverage against Justin? Based on what Justin's lawyers are now alleging, it certainly seems possible. Watching the clip, you can see that it's Blake initiating the kiss, not the other way around, which fits a concerning pattern of adding elements she could later turn into ammunition to influence the film or the production.
Is this something she does
gather potential moments, uncomfortable situations, and then later reposition them to her advantage? Does it seem like she intentionally wrote a scene, added a kiss, knowing it was unnecessary, just so she could later claim, "You did that? I didn't"? Some of the scripts are still under seal, so we're still piecing this together, but it's already looking wild. And it gets worse. Justin Baldoni's deposition has come in. And there are two particularly heartbreaking moments that Blake appears to be exploiting. Moments that contradict her public stance of fighting for victims. During the deposition, Justin discusses his own experiences with sexual harassment and assault, which he has never hidden. Yet Blake's team seems to be spinning this for their advantage. For instance, when asked if he ever felt harassed or victimized on set, Justin recounts a situation where a producer asked him to get naked in a hot tub and stood very close to him inappropriately, making him extremely uncomfortable. Justin explains the moment calmly, noting the clear boundary violation. When asked if he could have physically defended himself, he replies that he's not much of a fighter and would have simply left. What's disturbing is that Blake's lawyers appear to be using this story to undermine Justin, suggesting that because he was bigger and stronger, it wasn't a real problem. This completely ignores the reality that men are also victims. While statistically, men represent a smaller portion of victims, about 10%, that still represents a significant number, and many struggle to speak out because of stigma, shame, and societal pressure to man up. Hollywood, sadly, is full of these situations. Men often face harassment too, but it's less discussed. Brave individuals like Terry Crews have stepped forward to share their stories, helping others confront and cope with similar experiences. Justin's account is another example of this reality, and the way it's being twisted in court is deeply troubling. It's disturbing that Blake's team seems to be trying to use Justin's experiences against him in such a twisted way. It gets worse. Lively also alleged that during the first phase of filming, while riding in a car with her assistant, and her driver, Justin stated that he had not always obtained consent before intimate activity. Naturally, that raised eyebrows and prompted some yikes reactions. But here's the key. Justin was never actually questioned about this incident during 2 days of deposition. It was never brought up again, and no follow-up questions were asked, suggesting that this allegation may not be something they plan to pursue seriously. Justin did, however. He has also written about this in his book Boys Will Be Human, a gut-check guide to becoming the strongest, kindest, bravest person you can be. In the book, he recounts how during his first sexual experience, his girlfriend initiated sexual activity without asking him. He wanted to wait, but she pressured him into it. This left him feeling guilt-ridden and conflicted, as it went against his spiritual beliefs and personal boundaries. The disturbing double standard here is glaring. If a woman experienced this, the response would likely be outrage and calls for accountability. But when it happens to Justin, the reaction is often man up or just deal with it, reflecting the societal stigma men face when discussing sexual victimization. During the deposition, a lawyer asked Justin whether his college girlfriend would agree with his memory of losing his virginity. Justin responded that he didn't know what she would think and no longer knew who she was. Yet he had publicly discussed the experience on television without consulting her, which raised further questions about the ethics of sharing personal stories involving others. Objection. I wasn't aware I needed to ask her permission to share my own story. And that's the tone of these deposition questions. Everything is being framed to paint Justin as a liar, as if he isn't the real victim here. But from everything coming out, Justin is the victim in every sense of the word, far more than Blake Lively has ever been. He's shared valid personal experiences publicly, trying to help others navigate similar situations, and now those very disclosures are being twisted against him with these false allegations. It appears that, in theory, Blake is piling on even further to use this against him later. This is a disturbing reality. Blake, let's be honest. You need much stronger evidence than what's been presented. Claims of deleted content or vague messages aren't enough. We need concrete proof from the set, witnesses, and verified texts showing discomfort. Right now, Justin's team has clearly demonstrated that she was the initiator in these moments. The audacity is staggering. Incidents involving Ryan, Blake, and even their child have been dragged into the conversation in bizarre ways. Yet Justin's genuine experiences with harassment and assault are being questioned. It's vile and shameful that people continue to blindly support Blake without waiting for the full facts to emerge. If Blake is found to be lying, shame on both her and those shielding her. This is also why subpoenas are coming my way, and why there's an attempt to silence coverage of this story. It is Support Matters. Visit popcornet.com, sign up, check out the links in the comments, and help us spread the word. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell for alerts, smash that thumbs up, and share your thoughts. This story is shocking, outrageous, and far from over. We've got much more coming, so stay tuned here on Popcorn Planet.